Deshaun Watson looks like it's going to happen now because obviously his criminal case was not
on Friday.
He was found to be innocent of all that stuff. In other words, the grand jury couldn't come up with enough evidence to indict him. And then on top of all of this, you have the Yankees making this huge trade. Our Mets spending $285 million on their salary.
Let's go, Mets.
$285 million.
Might not be done either.
Salary. And he says, Steve Cohen, that he may not be done yet. I mean, the sports world right now is on fire. And on top of all of this, you have March Madness that started, and you talk about things that got put to the back page.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, you had the brackets, you had Selection Sunday, and then Tom Brady came in and then dropped the grenade on everybody.
Selfish jerk.
No. He doesn't care. The brackets are beneath Tom Brady.
I think there's two reasons why he came back. Number one, spent enough time at the home with the wife and the kids.
You think that was it?
40 days was enough.
40 days.
And then on top of that, he just doesn't want Aaron Rodgers to win another Super Bowl.
Well, Aaron Rodgers has problems winning Super Bowls, so what is he worried about?
Yeah, but now there's really problems because Tom Brady's coming back. And by the way, I know that there were a few guys in the NFL, Scott Pioli being one of them, that still think that Tampa Bay may not be the ending point for all of this, that this all may end up going back to San Francisco. I do not believe that because Brady basically said he's going to be playing in Tampa. All of his Tampa teammates were responding on social media.
Oh, yeah.
And remember where this all came from. He was over at a Manchester United soccer game to watch Ronaldo score, the all-time goal-scoring goal. And, who owns Manchester United?
The Glazers, don't they?
Yeah, what else do they own?
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Right, so he's over there with all of them, and I'm sure Jason Light and everybody else and Bruce Arians is probably tickled pink, and regardless of whatever tension or whatever stress or whatever was around Tom Brady at the end of the year down there, failure, you take it personally and you go through a depressed state there for a while about not making it back to the Super Bowl. At least I'm sure that's what he did. And now he's back. He's back. It's amazing.
I'm not leaving.
He's back.
I'm not retiring.
Well, we've been down this road before with others. Yes, we have. But I did pay Jerry his $100. So that's the $50 that he initially gave me for Tom Brady retiring because I knew that he was going to retire, or at least announced that he was going to retire. And now, since he's come out of retirement and has not filed his retirement papers, I gave Jerry back not only his 50, but the 50 that I now owe him.
And Jerry is low-carbing it, so he's not going to take that 100 and turn it into breakfast for us this morning like he did the last time with the bagels, unfortunately.
I mean, when you think of Tom Brady...
Pay me, Daddy.
Right. You think about Tom Brady, 2 years in Tampa Bay, 24-9, 67% completion, 83 touchdowns, 24 interceptions.
Love those stats.
He's 5-1 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
I know you don't like the... I know you probably missed the stats.
We know Tom Brady's... we need to quote... We know how great he is.
At 43 and 44 years of age, this is what he done.
It's insanity. Should have never stepped away.
24 and 25-year-olds can't even do that.
They can't do it.
And by the way, 47 games in the playoffs, which is a whole, it's a season and a half.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind him coming back. I know people were bothered. There's a lot of Brady haters out there. I'm not one of them. I felt like it was a little premature when he stepped away because I thought he was at the top of his game. So even though I'm a fan of a team in the NFC, I don't think that they're on the level of the Buccaneers, so it's not going to matter all that much. I'm happy to see him back. I feel like the NFL is complete that he is back. It's a little strange because it felt like the family pull was very, very strong this time around. And then to just do a 180 on that, I wonder if they made a deal like, hey, just one more year. This is it. Don't you even try to do 2 more years. This better be the last freaking year.
He went to one hockey practice and said, you know what? I need to get in the gym. I need to get working out. And like I said, he played so well the last 2 years. There's really, good. I'm glad he's back. It's great for the NFL. It's the NFL is on fire right now. Carson Wentz getting traded. Deshaun Watson's going to probably get traded this week now as we get ready.
Kirk Cousins is back.
He's back for you. He got his new contract, $35 million a year.
Guaranteed, that's right.
Is unbelievable. But Hey, look,
Saved him
man.
some money in the cap.
So what is Tom Brady going to make for? Now he has a contract with Tampa Bay right now.
Yeah, but it's like a pittance.
Yes, they're going to have
$10 million.
They're going to have to ramp it up, and let's see what kind of money he makes. And look, I'll tell you what, watching some of the highlights of him again late last night, just standing in that pocket, not getting hit. I know that 16 games is hard enough. 17 games is a pain in the ass, and then. You know they're going to make it to the playoffs, so he's going to play at least 3 or 4 extra games.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane, but, he makes it look so easy. He's so good at it, and they're going to end up paying him somewhere between $35 and $40 million.
Yeah, I mean.
How do you say no to that?
No, you can't say no. And it didn't feel right. It was a botched announcement where ESPN put it out there, and then he had to deny that he was retiring, and then he came back, and he did retire. It was so strange. And now he's back. So this is exactly what Bruce Arians was hoping. And I don't know if, as you mentioned, if the San Francisco thing ever was a thought, but that to me seemed more like rumor than any sort of fact. And Tom Brady's going to give it another go. And why can't he win another Super Bowl? Why can't he?
And now the question is, what happens? All right, so you have Deshaun Watson on the block. We don't know if Jimmy Garoppolo is still on the block or not on the block because we don't know what Kyle Shanahan is doing. Maybe Kyle Shanahan thought, okay, maybe I can get Aaron Rodgers. Nah, that didn't work out. Maybe I can get Tom Brady. Nah, that didn't work out. Maybe I can get Kirk Cousins because I coached with him in Washington. That didn't work out. So now what?
Yeah, I think you got to keep Jimmy G, don't you?
But he's not coming back on a 1-year deal. He is not coming back without some sort of significant security. That's why.
What's his leverage, though?
That's why I think most people think he'll be traded. Much like Russell Wilson getting traded to Denver. Now, will Denver do him a solid and give him the extension that he wants now, or will they wait at least 1 year before they give him the contract extension? That's the other thing that's out there on the table. I mean, the NFL is on fire right now.
Oh, it's the greatest, isn't it?
It is the greatest.
It is the greatest. I can't get enough of it. And now baseball stuff's happening in baseball now, too. As you mentioned, you predicted this, Boomer. I have to say, Boomstradamus, we bowed to thee.
Thank you.
That you said that NFL free agency and the restart of the baseball offseason would collide.
And the NHL trading deadline.
Well, yeah, but for the people that care about the real sports, those two things would combine together and we would be all over the place.
Right. And by the way, welcome to the dumbest city in the world where, a basketball player can go to a game and watch a game and stand there with his teammates and sit in the stands without a mask on, yet he can't play.
Yeah,
It's the dumbest city in the world. And now, listen, this mayor, everybody's on this mayor's ass. I get all that stuff. It was the buffoon beforehand that put all this stuff into place. It's almost impossible to just wipe all this stuff out, especially with all the people that lost their jobs because they didn't get vaccinated.
Yeah, but doesn't common sense at some point have to show its face and be like, hey, I'm here. It's me, common sense. I've been gone since March of 2020, but I'm back.
And Kevin Durant went off yesterday. Now, in Kevin Durant's way.
And LeBron went off, too.
Yeah, he's another one. I mean, because now all of a sudden, now it's hurting them and it's hurting Kyrie. So now we got to make special dispensation for Kyrie. But again, like I was telling you also, when this all started to happen months ago, and remember Kyrie came out and said, we're hopeful. Remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Because he's tied in politically with the machine around here. But the machine is now holding him out. So I don't, the mayor can sit here and scream all he wants. I want him to play. I don't want him to play. I don't think between him, city council, the health directors, Governor Hochul,
Dr. Chosky, Dr.
all
Dave,
these people. I mean, that are just all it doesn't make any sense. It just makes everybody look stupid.
Yeah, it does. I mean, and nationally now, I mean, of course, yesterday it was really on stage for everybody to see as he's just waltzing around in the arena and he's not allowed to play.
What kind of jacket was he wearing?
I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool, actually.
It had a lot of print on it and everything.
Yeah, no, it did. There was, and this is not.
I mean, he's sitting there. This is not that game, though. Right? Is this last? Yesterday?
No, this was. Yeah, though you were talking about another the jacket that he had on prior to that. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, when he first showed up.
I mean, he's sitting there, no mask on, no nothing, sitting within the fans. I mean, and he can't go out there and play basketball.
It's silly. It's total. We know it's silly. We've been talking about it for months now. It's ridiculous. And as much as I want to see the Nets fail, and I can't stand them, and I don't want to see them win a championship, and I want to go see them go down in a total blaze of disappointment, Kyrie Irving needs to be playing. The guy has to play, and it wouldn't be fair to them this season.
And you know why he needs to play? All you needed to do is see that game against James Harden and the Sixers.
Oh, yeah.
That's why he needs to play.
Yeah, James Harden, that slug.
Right.
The slug that he is.
Okay, so the end of the Gary Sanchez here.
Thank God. Oh, my Lord. I couldn't believe it. When he showed up there after the lockout ended, and he actually showed up down in Tampa, and I saw him walking in there, I said, this is really going to happen again, isn't it? He's really going to be a part of this team again. And no, that's not the case. As the Yankees make the trade, they get a third baseman in Josh Donaldson. That's going to be very interesting. Of course, their shortstop's going to be Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. And then they've got a catcher who's going to split time with Higashioka and Ben Rortvedt. And Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela are now gone. And I wonder, the two guys we talked about, now we have to go way back to remember these conversations at the end of the season. But do you remember, we said if you really wanted to change some things with the Yankees, Gary Sanchez has got to go.
Yep.
And remember the other guy we said had to go? Gleyber Torres has got to go.
He's not going anywhere.
Those two guys. Now, does this trade make it seem like maybe there's something else to come with Gleyber Torres because you got yourselves a little bit of a logjam in the infield? Some people say yes, some people say no.
I think it's more first base that they're worried about. That's what I think. I think that DJ LeMahieu is can play first, second, or third.
But there's going to be nights where he's not going to play when he's got that contract that he got.
He'll be a DH. Well, he'll be a DH, and Stant will play left field.
Yeah, all right.
You can move things around, but I still think they're worried about first base. If I had to guess, that would be my guess. Now, DJ LeMahieu can play first base at times. You're not going to want him to be your everyday first baseman.
That's right.
You're going to either want Olsen, you're going to want Rizzo, or you're going to want Voit.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you're going to have. Yeah, but then again, Luke Voigt's another one that gets the ear of the Yankee fans or the ire of the Yankee fans because he's always hurt and he strikes out a lot, and that's exactly what Gary Sanchez did. Struck out a lot.
Sure.
Or he's hurt, or he's not hustling. Now, I don't think Luke Voigt is the problem. That part.
Yeah.
He hustles and he works hard, and he's had some pretty big moments. But yeah, I still think that it's the first base situation at the moment. At the moment, that's what it is. And remember, they're counting on Aaron Hicks to be back in the mix now.
Absolutely, 100%. He's your starting center fielder.
Right. So everybody kind of tends to forget about him because of his lack of production over the last 2 years.
You haven't seen him. Yeah, right. And Josh Donaldson, he's a guy who likes to mix it up a little bit.
Now, he's got leg issues. Now, when you say mix it up, he did mix it up with Garrett Cole publicly about the sticky stuff.
He did. He made him the face of this whole thing. He went right at him. So, now, this is one of those things where Brian Cashman has to, right before he pulls the trigger, he's going to say, hey, listen, I'm bringing Josh Donaldson in. Is this going to be an issue? He has to, right?
I would believe he has to. I think you got to be open with your players, and you got to find out if you're creating a potential issue.
Yeah.
Now, you got two of the highest paid players on the team now because they're accepting $50 million.
For the next 2 years.
So, which also tells me that, they have an eye. They're not going after Correa. They're not going after Story. They have an eye on either extending Aaron Judge after the season because they're saving money by not signing one of those shortstops and keeping their right fielder, or they wait and see what happens with Aaron Judge. If he doesn't come through with a big year this year, then maybe they're spending money next year on other players. Who knows it? But I the amazing thing to me is that the Mets have spent $285 million.
And Steve Cohen's like, yeah, I'm okay with it. Yeah, whatever, tax.
Hey, baby, you got some Met fever?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think I do. I think I got some Met fever. Met Nation is woke. Yeah, we are woke. That's exactly right. Now, speaking of wokeness,
yeah.
I mean, do you think that the Jets and the Giants are going to wake up tomorrow. And they're going to start. Well, I don't know what the Giants can.
We do have a 4-hour show, Boomer. So let's save some stuff.
But I'm just
when we do that.
I want to set the stage though for everything that's going on, man.
Yeah, set the stage.
I am so pumped up to be here this morning.
Good. I know. It's great. It's perfect. It's perfect. And we will continue after this.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the red bell so you're notified when we have new content.